Okay, we're almost done with the library mode. Almost. You'll see this library filtered bar at the top in the grid view only. When you go to loop view, you won't see it. So in the grid view, you'll see library filters, and there's a couple of options here. None is there are no filters applied. First, you have a text search. You're able to do any search field and, of course, go down through multiple options of what you're searching for and how you're searching and type in what you're searching. So if you get keywords or titles or any of that type of fun stuff, you'll be able to find it. Very easily. It'll search through the folder you're in. So here I'm looking at one folder. If I click raw images, because that's the entire master collection of folders, it'll search all the images for whatever text I put here. Next is the attributes. Attributes are very, very handy. This is going to work for keeping everything organized and figuring out how you want to work with stuff. First, let's say we go to a folder here. This one has 35 images. I know I don't want to keep 35 images. We have to pick a couple that are great. Um, if I were to go to loop view, I can use my arrow keys to just flip through the photos. And if any of them were in the wrong perspective, I could easily rotate them with these buttons right here. Now, we also have a couple of more buttons. You have reject, you see it pop up. Set is a reject, that's a flag, X. This is a flag, this is pick. Picks are what you're going to want to work with, and rejects are trash. Easy shortcuts. P for pick, X for reject. You'll see the X in the flag, and P for pick. So all you have to do is hit X if you don't like it, and go to the next one. Are you going to keep it? Pick it with a flag. You're going to get rid of it? Hit X. You're going to keep it? Pick it with a flag. Very easy way to sort. Now the fun thing about this is when you're done going through and you're looking at the grid and you see all these little flags up top and you're like, I don't want to look at all of them. You can just click Picks, and only the flagged photos that you're keeping will show up in your grid view, and now you can work on just those. That'll keep your clutter to an absolute minimum. Now, another one is, let's say I want to look at flagged and unflagged. So only the ones that are picks and the ones that aren't, or just the ones that aren't, or just the ones that are rejects, just the rejects. You have many ways by clicking these to see how you're going to look at your photos and eliminate clutter. Now we can just go through these and say pick, trash, trash, and you'll see them disappear. And they're disappearing because I said I only want to look at unfiltered, unflagged photos. Once I apply a flag, like I pick it, or I pick it, then I trash, they're going to disappear from this list. We go back and you see all the flags now. Pick again. I'm only looking at that handful that I picked. Okay, now let's say we're working on these now. We're looking at the picked ones and we want to flip through. We have this awesome star system down here at the bottom that's going to now let us pick, let's say, our least favorite through our most favorite. Now these are triggered by either clicking here on the star itself or your keypad, number pad, numbers 1 through 5. 1 for 1 star, 5 for 5 stars. I'm sure you get the rest. So if we go through, we don't have to apply a star, of course, but we can say, oh, that one I definitely want to work on. That's going to be a 5. Or you can save this till after your final edit. That's up to you and how you're going to do your organizing. But this is the way to do it. Give that a 3, give that one a 2, a 2 instead, and that one we'll go ahead and give a 5. Now let's say we go, oops, we hit the wrong one. We don't want a star on it at all. The number 0 will reset. Number 0. Reset it to no stars whatsoever. I put it back to 5. Now, we go back to our grid. We can click on those stars up top and how we look at them. Greater to or equal than. So only 1 star, anything with 1 or more stars shows up. If we said 5 star, we only see the photos with that. So flagged with 5 stars. Now we're getting down to awesome sorting. You're not wasting your time looking through tons of photos to find what you're working on. Like this. Where's that picture? That's hard. Well, I know it's in the pics. I know I gave it a 5-star. There it is. Or I know it's a starred photo, and now I can just easily sort through 4 to find the one I want to work on now. We also have colors. You have a few different color options, of course. You'll see right here. You're going to have red, yellow, green, and blue be correspondent to your number keypad 6, 7, 8, and 9. 6, 7, 8, 9 controls red, yellow. Green and blue. I lost my tongue there for a minute. So 6, 7, 8, and 9, green, yellow, red, blue. Okay. Now, I personally use these for my editing process. I've got my color down for edit and where they're going specifically. If it needs to go to Photoshop, if it needs to go to an add-on external editor for some sort of touch-up. And then where's it going? Is it prints? Is it books? Is it slideshows? I have my workflow set out to color code. So as I'm working on those pictures, I know where it's going to go. But that's what the collections are for also. You create a collection and you can say, this is slideshow, this is for the books, this is for the print collections, and move those photos to there, and now you're not doubling overs, because if one photo is for 2 things, it can't take that. Again, it's just how you're going to find the easiest way to organize yourself. Flags, stars, and colors. Very, very handy. And by clicking them, we can sort. Also down here in the bottom right, you'll have the same thing. If we tell it we want to see everything we see, we can see rated, we can see unused. It'll give us all these photos. Exposure information. That's the next set for us, is the metadata, your exposure information. In here, it's going to give you multiple options on how you're sorting these images. Let's go here to the master folder. That way we have multiple dates. And if we go to the metadata, you'll see initially you'll have date and camera options across the spread. These can be sorted and changed by the little drop down. I like to tend to look at mine by the camera I shot it on. The ISO, not the shutter speed, tends not to matter. When I'm working on a shoot, I tend to like to know what my lens is. So I tend to work off of my camera, my ISO, my aperture, and my lens. This gives you quick sortability. So I can say, let's see what I've worked with my 7D. Well, just the one shot. That's funny. Unknown camera, 15 here. So that's an unknown camera body that doesn't work, doesn't show up in the metadata. That's because of previous editing that I've done, not because of the wonky camera. 7D, my 5D Mark II out of these collections. So you see exactly what camera. Let's say I say, okay, 5D Mark II, I want to work on ISO 200. I want to work on f13, and I want to work off of my 7200. Why would I do this and be this precise? For developing reasons. I can easily now use certain developing techniques on this minimal run for things like noise corrections or lens corrections, chromatic aberration and defringing. You can do these technical little adjustments very specifically to the way you shot the photo, since certain adjustments are going to pertain to only one type of lens or only one type of camera body, or your noise reduction and sharpening values for that camera body pertain to that ISO setting. And over time, you make your own presets for your camera to make your process and workflow extremely simple and streamlined. And of course, that'll be coming down the road once we get to that point. Excellent. That covers the library for the most part. I know I talked about capture time, and you'll see it down here, a way to sort. This is an extra sort time, added order. We can sort by ratings, so anything that was flagged is going to come up first. Very good for a way to sort. Sort, flip them backwards, forwards. How do you want them to show up? So that's the library. Next, we're going to get into the Develop module.